In this video, we're going to look at how do we take a library package and turn it into an integrated library, and that process is called compiling. So let's take a look at how we do that in Altium Designer. Let's take a look at compiling a library package into an integrated library. First, let's do our trick of bringing in an integrated library, cracking it open, and turning it into a library package. So first we note under components, we do not have the OS8 integrated library loaded in. So it is currently not available. Let's open that up and extract the two segments of the symbol and the footprint library and create a library package. And to do that, we're going to use that little trick. I'm going to come along here and I'm going to double click on this integrated library, the OS8 integrated library. This is in my library folder that I have all the other information about libraries. So I'm going to take the OS8 integrated library, I'm going to double click, and it opens up my option. What do you want to do? I want to extract the sources. And as soon as I do that, it's working really hard, and sure enough, here we are. This is the integrated library. Now, while we're here, let's take a look in that folder that has all of my libraries. And notice what happened. As soon as I opened up that integrated library, a new folder was automatically created by Altium. This is that new folder that wasn't there before. Inside of it are these two elements, the footprint library and the symbol library. What isn't in here is the project that is the library package. And you'll notice that there's a little star here. It hasn't been saved. And so if I want to retain that library package with all of its elements, what I want to do is save this library package. This is really the project name. Save it in this folder, and then it will be united together with the two elements. So let's do that. So I'm going to save as, and I'm going to identify where do I want that. Well, that's in that special folder that was created with the name of the integrated library. I double click. That's the same name, haven't changed it, and I say save. And now when I look in that special folder, this is the name of that library package, and in here is the library package. That's the project name basically that any circuit board project would have, would be a PRJ doc. This is the library package, and in it are the two elements corresponding to the two libraries, the footprint and the symbol. So if I were to come over here and close this library package, and I say close that project, because after all it is a project, and now I come along and say, I want to open up this project, which is the library package. I double click on it, and it has associated with it those two elements, the PCB, which is the footprint, and the SCH, which is the symbol. And so we really are treating this library package as a project, and if we do good file management, we can retain that as a complete project with these two sub-libraries in them. Now we want to take this guy and we want to compile it into an integrated library. At this point, before we do that, we could of course go in here, we can grab any of these database elements, these components. We can go and we can change them. We can make them our own. In this case, we're not going to make any changes. We'll do that in a later video. I'm going to highlight that library package, and I'm going to right mouse click, and I'm going to compile that integrated library. And we're going to use the same name in the integrated library. I say, okay, do it, and we're done. Doesn't look like anything happened, but there are two important things that have really happened behind the scenes. First is, as soon as I compiled that library package, I've also installed it in the integrated libraries that I have access to. And so if we come over here, you'll notice that, look, here's that OS8 integrated library. It was automatically installed, and it is using that, and it installed the OS8 library based on what was compiled here. Now you'll also notice that, look what else is here. Here is the PCB library, here's the schematic library. If we grab the schematic library, these are all available to us in the list of libraries available. However, if you notice, if I come over here to my schematic and I say, okay, here's my schematic, let me add some of these components from the library package, the raw database elements. Let me add some of them in there. I come over here to components, and now, gee, I only have the integrated libraries available. Only if a library package is inside and local to that printed circuit board project, can I actually take a component from the library package and paste it into the schematic. And we'll see that in a later video. While it is a global database, all I can do is edit the database, make changes, add to it, compile it, and once it's compiled as a closed database, now I have complete access and I can do anything I want to it. And here's the second change. Remember that folder that we have in our library directory that was created by Altium to store the footprint and the symbol libraries. We added the library package, but look what Altium created for us. It created a new folder, Project Outputs, as soon as we went ahead and we compiled this. And in the project outputs is the compiled library. This becomes now the library that I can use across multiple boards, and I can install that just like I did for any other integrated library. Now at this point, if I haven't used this library for anything else, and it's a fresh library, and if I've made it my own and I made some changes to it, I can go in and I can change the name of this library. It's the name of the file that links all the symbols and footprints to it. Now currently it is installed in my components. And so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to uninstall it. And so I select the 08, I say remove it, it's removed. And now I say, you know what? This is really not the 08 library that Aditya released. This is really my modified library. So I'm going to call it ELB1 library, and it's integrated library. And all I have to do is we're done. Now I've disconnected this integrated library from everything else, but that's okay. It's a standalone integrated library. I can always do the same thing I did before, crack it open, create a new set of elements in it. I can double click. I can say, hey, I want to install this library. And now I come over here to my libraries and install it. Hey, look, there it is. And so now I'm able to draw from all of these parts in the integrated library. Now we've seen how to crack open an integrated library, bring it into our project manager, make changes if we want, recompile it as an integrated library, and we can change the library name at that time. Now we're ready to look at where do we get those original elements? Where do we get those symbols and footprints for a new device that I want to add to my library package?